Part 9, Marketing Plan and Financial Projections. Previously, in a prior part, we looked at the Cannabis.media database, that there are approximately 28,000 contacts across the United States. And I'll just reemphasize again, it's broken down by cultivators, retailers, manufacturers, and dispensaries. And that there are a lot of potential customers that we can go after with this groundbreaking product. The guys that are going to generate a tremendous amount of cash flow, of course, are going to be the large vertically integrated operations. We think the market over the next couple of years is going to rapidly consolidate as Colorado has done. In Colorado, approximately 20 cultivators and manufacturers now produce about 75% of the cannabis flower and also manufactured products. Most of them are also vertically integrated, which means they're going directly to the consumer. In California, there's going to be a significant consolidation starting on January 1st, 2023. A lot of people don't realize it. The gloves come off in California. They gave a 5-year period for the small cultivators and mid-sized businesses to try to gear up. But after 2023, the limitations on cultivation area come off. Well-funded big groups can wind up coming in, entering the market, and literally potentially grow all the way up to 100, 200, 300 acres. And we believe that within the next 5 years, the federal standards should continue to loosen up almost to the point that something like the STATES Act may pass, or in fact, cannabis may be completely decriminalized across the entire United States. If that happens, you're going to see hundreds of millions of dollars flooding into California. There was an article in Forbes magazine talking about how in Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Florida, there's multi-million-dollar indoor grow facilities are being built right now. And the big concern is if, in fact, that cannabis becomes decriminalized under federal law, California outdoor grown and greenhouse cannabis is going to put all those places out of business almost overnight. The reason California is so popular for cannabis growing is because it doesn't rain here in the summer. For a 6 to 8 month period, there's literally no rain, and these are perfect cultivation conditions for cannabis. Out east, because of the mugginess and the high humidity, including the periodic rainstorms, that is not the best environment to grow cannabis, and it's also cold during the winter. That article is very interesting that a lot of people are hoping their businesses are going to boom based on the presumption under federal law cannabis is going to be decriminalized, but there's going to be winners and losers, and we think California is going to flood that market with high-grade outdoor and greenhouse grown cannabis, and these large multi-million-dollar facilities that are sucking through electricity are not going to be able to survive. As part of our marketing plan that we broke it down, we have a chart here. Jeff Homan is going to be our vice president of marketing, and previously I discussed Thomas Canlish, who worked on our Cannaculture storefronts for about a 3-month period. He worked in my law office for about 5 months, so we're going to bring him back. Travis Rigonato is also a friend of Thomas. Both of them actually designed the 52 series of t-shirts. They're both really smart guys. They know what's going on in the cannabis industry. They don't consume cannabis. They're older, in their 40s, very smart individuals, and they have a lot of skills. Catherine Suter is a master grower. She's been in the cannabis business for about 15 years. She's 57 years old, more mature, and understands the laws and the regulations backwards and forwards. And then below that, between positions 5 to 13, you can see how we're going to gear up the sales reps, telemarketers. We're going to bring on an email blast and texting person, and then also someone who's dedicated to client demos. Based on that, our salaries are going to be about $413,000 a year for our sales and marketing department. That doesn't include additional overhead. As part of our budget, we do pay out about another $400,000 to $500,000 of commissions starting when we're fully ramped up in 2020. Down on the Cannabis Media database, we saw that we have potential clients. And in there's 28,882 potential clients, but also not included in there are the people that are running in the black market. And as they wind up moving from the black market, that number is going to explode. And I'll give everybody an example. I had Tom for a month back in January 2018 do nothing but go to Leafy and Weedmaps.com and pull every single mobile delivery service off of that list. And what we found out was that there's approximately 4,000 mobile delivery services roaming around California. Only 276 has got licensed. There's a quirk in the law that's going to expire on January 16, 2019. If you were a medical cooperative, which is what all these cannabis businesses ran under before January 1st, 2018, the state gave them a year to wind up getting licensed. So a lot of these medical cooperatives, which are mobile delivery services, they don't have to be licensed until January 18th of 2019. And there's going to be a significant flood of a couple thousand people who are at the retail and the dispensary space to step forward to get licensed. And these are the people that are prime candidates, not only for our caniculture storefronts, but for the system itself. So we think that we have a really good plan. We're only going to have our marketing effort and sales reps in the Western United States. And that's going to be Northern California, Southern California, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, and Arizona. We have Barry and his group of Quantum Leaf that they're based out of Florida, so they can wind up handling the East Coast. And we are in consultations with a public company who has 90 professionals, and they're in 26 states. And our plan is to wind up having them resell this application once it's done. We think we'll have immediate coverage. We've also assigned Boyd Cook, who's slotted in to become our CFO. He has contacts in the public accounting. We are going to go after the big public accounting firms, especially with this multi-language product, to see if we can get one of them to roll the product out. In order to create the groundbreaking product, and what I refer to as the leapfrog product, we had to look at and put together the pieces to the puzzle. And part of that, number one, industrial strength ERP. Two, we had to figure out asset protection and how to get that money into the bank, because one of the big issues is solving the payroll. Three, we wanted to have a superior product. I do not consider a superior product to be like BioTrack and MJ Freeway, where they coded it outside of an ERP system. We want to come out swinging with a full-blown ERP system with these cannabis modules, the caniculture storefronts, a preloaded CRM database, which includes contacts that these cultivators, distributors, and manufacturers want, and also the IRC 280 POS killer. And then we wanted a true seed to sale application that could handle Treasury Reg 1.471. So we think we have the pieces together to really create the product that's going to be sold on value and not sold on price. What you have right now is the herd mentality, where everybody is really copying each other. Copying everyone at the bottom doesn't make the product better. It just makes it cheaper. And as I stated before, that there's dynamics going on where a lot of investment capital has come in from private hedge funds funding a lot of these startup groups. They're run by young people. They don't understand accounting. They've never run a business, and they're all just going around and trying to copy MJ Freeway and BioTrack. And as we discussed and have gone over the application features, the products are very weak, and they also do not satisfy the Gibson case. What I refer to our marketing program is the marketing machine. And we're going to start at the top at the 12 o'clock mark, but we're going to move counterclockwise this time. We're not going to move the way a clock moves. So first we're going to start by email blasts, and that's going to go on for a month period. Then we're going to do the telemarketing, because that cannabis database and the number of businesses we have loaded related to California cannabis businesses, we have over 9,000 sitting in our ACT database. These people are going to have 28, 29, 30, 35,000, another 5 or 10,000 will get added next year. These telemarketers are going to have plenty of phone calls to make. It's their purpose to get a hold of the client after we've done the email blast, make multiple phone calls, get through to the decision makers, send them the material, including our marketing material related to the IRC 280, TaxBuster POS, and the caniculture storefronts, and get an appointment set up for our sales reps. I'm old school. And I tell everybody, when I was growing up, I remember a commercial where they had a CEO and he brought together his entire sales force and said that they had lost their first client after 25 years because the client called them up and just said, "You don't service us anymore and you never come out to see us." And he went and bought tickets for every single person in that organization and said, "We are going to go out and visit every single client." And I'm old school, and that's the way I do business.
I got a phone call this morning from one of our oldest customers. He fired us. After 20 years, he fired us. Said he didn't know us anymore. I think I know why. We used to do business with a handshake, face to face. Now it's a phone call and a fax. Get back to you later with another fax, probably. Well, folks, some things gotta change. That's why we're gonna set out for a little face-to-face chat with every customer we have.
But Ben, that's gotta be over 200 cities.
I don't care. Thanks.
If you're the kind of business that still believes personal service deserves a lot more than lip service, welcome to United.
Larry. Lewis.
That's the way we've been doing business for over 60 years.
Ben, where are you going?
To visit that old friend who fired us this morning.
United. Come fly the friendly skies.
We're going to have these sales reps sitting out in these states, and we're going to wind up sending them out to meet with these clients and discuss the product and set up these Zoom demonstrations. What we're selling is not a $50 product off the internet. That we're selling a solution. We're selling a partnership. We're selling something that we're going to reflect to the client, that we're going to help them increase their revenue, decrease their labor costs, and be a long-term partner to help them run their business. And you cannot do that by three-line texts, and you cannot do it by emails. And I tell these young people all the time that you need to get on the phone and you need to talk to people. Now, maybe it's because I'm a lawyer and I have oratory skills and that's the way I'm trained. But I want people getting on the phone, and I want them to have substantial discussions with these clients to understand what their business needs are and to show them how the application that we're going to code. And it's a truly wonderful application, can wind up significantly increase the efficiencies of the business. And all that ties in, once again, to a full integrated CRM database. So we're going to tell these people we're not charging for that. We're sending this thing out with 30,000 contacts, and in California alone, over 10,000 contacts for these small cultivators, distributors, and manufacturers to be able to put their own marketing programs in place to be able to do their marketing. And it goes around and round in circles. It's never going to stop. And that's where we have to get aggressive. We have to be very proactive. We know we have a better product. And by the way, our product at the store level is going to be cheaper than MJ Freeway and BioTrack. These people are clipping people for $1,500 a month. Baker's at tacking on another $500 a month. And I want everybody to understand this. If we go out and get someone who has 50 dispensaries and we're charging $1,500 a month, that's $75,000 a month. And as part of our budgets that you're going to see, I've actually budgeted for smaller installs. But if we go out and wind up landing 4 or 5 larger clients as this industry consolidates, we're going to make a fortune. I'm giving you all an example of our actual ACT database people talked about as part of my law office. We were taking data from various counties that we were getting, and also what was coming off the Cannabis Media Database. The Cannabis Media Database only includes people that are licensed, but we had other projects going on. As I said, Thomas Candler spent a month getting all the mobile delivery services off of Weedmaps and Leafy, and we put 4,000 mobile delivery services in there. These are all potential clients. This ACT database is a really nice program, but it's not integrated to the accounting system. The Acumatica program and also CISPRO that we're talking with them also, they have a CRM fully integrated. Now the Cisco product, that runs on SAP One. So that's another industrial strength application that we're going to be looking at and potentially integrating to as far as products that we think that we can take our 280E TaxBuster POS and roll it into other applications. Another product that we also brought up, and it was tough to learn, I spent about a week just trying to figure out, is this G-Lock EasyMail 7. And we have permission from Amazon Web Services to send up to 50,000 emails a day. Let me say this again, up to 50,000 emails a day, and they will increase our limit. And this program goes through and checks all of the email addresses that we put in there to make sure that they're legitimate, so we don't wind up getting a big bounce rate. People are automatically be able to unsubscribe from our emails that we're going to wind up sending out. And I want you to look over to the left, and you're going to notice there that we can have categories. This is what we use for the shops and the mobile delivery services and small dispensaries that give us their emails addresses. We can put their emails into these separate folders and actually wind up sending out an email blast, which is in their name. And we're doing it for a couple reasons. We want to make sure that we're complying with the email blast rules. If we're sending out these emails on behalf of these mobile delivery services and dispensaries, we're not violating the email blast rules. This is another picture of the G-Lock Easy Mail application, and they have a full designable email blast program in there, and you can see on the right hand side that we have designed about 10 email blasts already that are ready to go, and that'll be part of the series. And what's nice about the program is that you can schedule these email blasts, so we can make a whole 6-month campaign in advance of different emails advertising different products. And I want everyone to also remember again that Caniculture website, it's going to have pop-up ads coming in there regarding the products. We're going to have advertising all over the place to wind up moving these products. These email blasts are mostly going to be for the 28 to 35,000 people that are going to be in the CRM database, which are cultivators, mobile delivery services, dispensaries, distributors and manufacturers that we're going to be trying to sell the system to. But I want everybody to remember that these sales reps, we have 2 major product lines going on. We have the system itself, and we also have the Caniculture storefronts. And a third way that we wind up having a third different product is that we can sell those PSO systems on a standalone basis and give them the base system of the back-end ERP if they're not doing cultivation, distributing, or manufacturing. As part of our program, we also sat down and went to a place called smiletemplates.com. It's a great application. They have hundreds of predetermined templates that you can get in creating advertising very quickly. And some of them they have consolidated where they have flyers, trifolds, posters. They all have the same themes. And I'm giving you 2 examples here about the type of advertising that we can do that'll go out on the email blast. This is one example. We can build these relatively quickly. We can crank out 1 or 2 of these email blast templates a day. They're very quick. They're high quality. They look really great. They're eye-catching, and there's hundreds of these templates to pick from. I got into a dispute with Thomas Canlis because he was an Illustrator guy. He wanted to design his own templates. I said, forget it. These things, you can pick a template which is in InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop, and also Microsoft Publisher, and I have them download them all, but we use Microsoft Publisher because it works very similar to Word, and even somebody who's not a graphic artist can go in and wind up using those applications. All you have to do is come up with your text, you put it in the Word, and then you copy it over. Here's another example of some templates that we can wind up using as part of our email blast campaign and materials that we can hand out to clients. They're very slick. They keep us on point and on focus, and we don't overload the client with too much information. I'm going to take us back again to the survey results, business processes, inventory, and sales. It was from the state of Oregon. And I'm going to point out once again in this chart the number of clients that are using MJ Freeway, MMJ Menu, which is another MJ Freeway product, BioTrack, and QuickBooks. These are all products that we're going to eat their lunch. We think our product is going to be way superior, and it's also going to be cheaper. And as I talked about on QuickBooks Enterprise, you do a consolidation, you have to get QuickBooks Enterprise, and you go above 10 users, you're paying $24,000 a year for QuickBooks. I mean, it's ridiculous. The other big thing I was surprised about was the inventory management software used by dispensaries. Almost 2/3 of that market is MJ Freeway and BioTrack, and these are all companies that we can clip them all the way to the bank. And what makes it nice is if we just get the routines figured out on extracting information from their database and having a routine to be able to take the information out of there and upload it into our products, which would just be getting a CSV file and making sure that we have all the information we need, that CSV file will wind up opening into Excel, and we'll have that figured out in 2 or 3 weeks, how to take all the client information and transfer it over to our application and make it very painless and seamless for them. I've done this multiple times. When I was a value-add reseller for Great Plains Dynamics, they had what was called the integrator importer routine, and we used to get information, end up uploading it back over to the system, and that's something that we'll get figured out. I'm sure that we can get one of these programmers from Russia or someone over here to figure the whole thing out relatively quickly. Talk about real quick about our system chart on this cannabis ERP software packages reviewed, and we reviewed it in detail. And I just want to emphasize every one of these packages has got multiple no's. Our package that we're talking about rolling out is yes across the board. It's just not yes that we have that feature. We're going to do stuff like preloaded 2,500 part Caniculture web store. We're going to bring out a CRM, which has got thousands of contacts that help these clients be able to sell their products. We're going to roll out an integrated website selling cannabis products that you can wind up ordering, similar to Domino's Pizza, to either pick up your order or have it mobile delivery directly to where you're at. All these things are going to come out canned right out of the package. And we think that this is going to be a fantastic application and make us very competitive.